So what is being described as a major defeat for the tobacco industry? The Quebec Court of Appeal has upheld a landmark judgment that is ordering 3 companies to pay billions of dollars in damages to Quebec smokers. B&M Bloomberg's John Ehrlichman joins us this morning. This case is fascinating, not only because it's been going on since 1998, so you can only imagine the lawyers who are making the money from this.
Right.
But the fact that tobacco's take on this was, well, if you know it's addicting and you're aware of the risks, why are you smoking?
The tension is still out there, isn't it? For all these years that we've learned about the harmful effects of smoking, I think this gets to the center of the issues that are still out there, which are there are people who are not aware of the risks, number one, and number two, how these tobacco companies, even in the face of all that tension that's been building for decades now, how are they marketing their products today? And this top Quebec court ruling, now, as you mentioned, ultimately awarding billions and billions of dollars in damages to those smokers who, after lots of testimony and lots of documentation, clearly didn't understand those risks, not only raises questions about what ultimately is going to happen in the rest of the cases that involve these companies in Canada, provincially wide, but whether or not these companies will continue to exist. I say that, Anne-Marie, because an analyst on Wall Street today wondered whether or not these companies are going to have to find some way towards some kind of bankruptcy protection. And then it gets to the point, I mean, if you've got billions of dollars in bills, they're going to fight this at the Supreme Court.
Sure.
But if you have billions of dollars in bills, does the federal government at some point have to step in to help reach some kind of settlement to avoid a situation where literally if these companies are going out of business, does that open the black market up for cigarettes? I mean, it's just a fascinating development to watch, in the markets right now.
And we should remind people, we're not talking about $1 or $2 billion. We are talking about more than $15 billion just in Quebec.
Just in that case, there's provincial ones that you have to watch for, and then some of the parent companies in the U.S. who are continuing to battle it out in the courts as well.
And landmark for sure, because now they've got a precedent that they can point to.
Exactly.
John, thanks for following the story with us this morning.